baik tu Dendi mereka tahu, रेडियो फीजी बहुत रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
In the news tonight, expect an increase in bus fares. Fiji on high alert of coronavirus. And insurers resist amendments to the Insurance Act.
From the studios of FBC Suba, I'm Rita Sagar.
Following a robust and independent analysis, the Fijian Competition and the Consumer Commission has announced an increase in the maximum bus fare of 7 cents per stage. Chief Executive Joel Abraham says the increase has been deemed necessary for the sustainability of the bus industry. Pranita Prakash reports.
The FCCC says the maximum bus fare is not a fixed fare but rather a price ceiling.
In this review, it's 7 cents. So currently the stage fare for stage 1 is 68 cents plus 7 cents. Stage 2, whatever the fare is, plus 7 cents. Stage 3, whatever the fare is, plus 7 cents.
Abraham says, amongst other things, labour cost was also considered during the review.
The review considered changes in indices that would inflate cost for bus companies, and one of the key determinants was the increase in labour cost. At some companies, bus driver wages increased by as much as $200 a week. This was one of the many variables that were considered.
While some Fijians have welcomed the announcement, for some it's an extra dig into their pockets.
7 cents increase. It will be a disadvantage for us, the parents that are actually paying for the fare, right? We'll have to fork out more from our pocket. But for the bus company, it's about time, right, for them to increase their fare.
I think that's too much for us.
Life is very expensive and people are they are struggling of themselves especially. So I don't think it's not good for the bus fare to be increased like that.
The new fares are effective from February 10th for adult fares and May 4th for school fares. Abraham says this is to ensure that bus operators have enough time to recalibrate the e-ticketing machines on buses and for parents to prepare themselves for the new school fares. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Well, as the world continues to face the growing threat of the coronavirus, Fiji is fast putting in measures to ensure the sickness does not enter the country. With 17 dead and over 500 people infected, the disease, which started in China, has now reached parts of Southeast Asia, the USA and Russia. Fiji has 13 students studying in the Wuhan province, all of whom have been declared safe for the time being. Jose Nanunga reports.
While keeping the deadly coronavirus out of the country is top priority for the Ministry of Health, tabs are being kept on Fijians in China.
Now, the Fijian community and the students and also our staff from RFMF, their conditions is very good. And no disease from our Fijian delegation or students there.
The pneumonia outbreak, which has been likened to SARS, has already forced the hand of the Chinese government, which has seen Wuhan halting all outbound flights and trains. Fijians and Chinese nationals have also been urged to refrain from undertaking unnecessary travel to and from China.
According to the notice from the city of Wuhan People's Government, that they also, cautious the people not to travel outside, and I believe people will take in good consideration about their travel management.
So possibly, I don't know, we might be asking to, introduce masks and, travel declaration at the airport as we had prepared for the measles when it was.
The embassy has also advised that the Fijian diaspora programs, including the induction programs for new students, has been deferred till further notice. Jose Nanunga, FBC News.
The Insurance Council of Fiji will oppose changes to the Insurance Act, claiming it will cripple the industry. Insurers appeared before a parliamentary committee this morning and raised concerns about the proposed amendments to the Insurance Act of 1998. Edwin Nunn reports.
The Reserve Bank of Fiji has told insurance companies about changes which are coming, but the industry is going to fight it.
This is still open, Honourable Member, these discussions with them, and we are going to strongly resist it.
The insurance sector in 1998 is now more than 20 years old and is undergoing a review with the technical assistance of the IMF.
According to insurers, the amendments will reduce the solvency of businesses by half if passed in Parliament.
What that means that the weaker insurance companies, either the shareholders will have to inject capital or they will just have to go out of business.
We're all solvent here. We're all, as I said, we all employ, we invest, locally.
The industry is also concerned by indications from the Reserve Bank that insurers overseas will be able to open offices without having any actual presence in Fiji.
The reinsurance company overseas may disappear. When they disappear, because these are big amounts, we're talking about 200 million, 300 million, then the insurance company in Fiji will just collapse.
These developments include exploring the fronting arrangements, the possibility of allowing captive insurance frameworks, and further clarity around the legal provisions for inclusive insurance.
Insurance companies are optimistic that the authorities will continue to engage and consult before anything is tabled in Parliament so that there is an amicable solution to their issues. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Concerns continue to be raised by real estate agents in regard to the lack of affordable housing. Agents believe there are lots of housing issues and more units need to be built in order to overcome the shortage, which is a contributing factor to the house pricing. Kritika Kumar reports.
A registered real estate agent, Arif Khan, says more units needs to be developed to address the shortage of affordable housing.
We need to have more land and housing package developers where developing more houses in line with what the government's policies have been towards promoting affordability.
Meanwhile, the Association of Banks has clarified that under the government's initiative, banks provide rates as low as 4.25% to support the housing sector.
For young people, there is a government initiative to assist the young people in the housing to own a house. So in those sectors, banks provide as low as 4.25% fixed for 5 years.
Association Chair Rakesh Ram says interest rates are on a per annum basis and are subject to change.
Commercial banks also allow rollover of fixed rates on a case-by-case basis after the 12 months fixed rate.
The banking sector says there are many options available to support the housing sector. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The father who allegedly caused the death of his 4-month-old baby has been further remanded. 26-year-old Devita Kunawave faces 1 count of murder. Today, the court was informed by the accused that his private counsel will no longer represent him, but legal aid will be assisting him. The defense counsel informed the court that they will be filing for bail as well. It is alleged that on 22nd October last year, Kunawave threw a concrete block at his wife, which instead hit his baby daughter, resulting in her death. The case will be recalled on January 31st for plea. Up ahead, sports treaty needs more holistic approach. And Rewa water taxis meet high demands. Details after the break.
Pula natang go approach lang karse, go erkraki. Do televizyon navarong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
The Fiji Police Force has called for a more holistic approach from government in the ratification of the Convention on the Manipulation of Sports Competition. While presenting to the Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs, acting SSP Rajesh Krishna says more needs to be done before the ratification. Ali Kimbia reports.
Fiji Police Force is supporting.
Publicly showing their support to the ratification of the convention, the Fiji Police Force says some local aspects of the law should be considered.
We would request that this should be a holistic approach to this ratification and further on the legalization or something to support the ratification by having domestic laws.
SSP Krishna says there needs to be clarity as to who will be the enforcement agency.
Whenever the legislation will be passed by the August body, but then we'll be looking at as to which agency will be approved or directed to be an enforcement agency in relation to the investigation of any manipulation of sports.
The Consumer Council also made the presentation today saying the need for more laws or acts to safeguard sporting bodies.
In Fiji, currently we don't have any legislations or laws that regulates betting in Fiji. Gaming, we have a Gaming Act 2009, but it does not specifically regulate the sports betting.
If Fiji rectifies the convention, it will be the first country in the Pacific to do so, and this will also protect various sporting organizations from various corruption practices. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The popular water taxi services in Nasali, Rewa is a great help to villagers in the Rewa Delta. Water taxi representative Wamen Bolakoro says they provide 24-hour services to meet the increasing demands from Fijians in the area. Senya Nimboila visited the Nasali landing and files this report.
Based at the Nasali landing, the rail water taxis provide transport services to villages of Nukui, Lamanikoro and Naililili, to name a few.
We started our daily operation before 5 so that the workers can catch the first bus, which is at 5:30 a.m. Some water taxis start later in the day. What we earn from providing the services has greatly helped us meet the daily needs of our families, make ends meet, especially the needs from the Vano and other obligations.
Water taxi operator Nyumaebe Sikobi provide transport to students from villages in Rewa to school daily.
I always leave home at 7. It took me 1 hour from the village to school. Sometimes I reach the school at 8, sometimes I reach at 10 to 8. I transport them back in the afternoon.
Retired for 2 years now, government worker Marika Wunindubu says the services has greatly benefited villages in the Rewa Delta.
Water taxi services is a great help for us villagers living in Rewa, especially for workers who travel early morning to Suva and for the students.
More than 20 water taxis are currently providing transport to over 14 villages here in the province of Rewa. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
5 police officers were charged with serious sexual offences last year. This was highlighted by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP highlighted that in 2019, 271 people were charged with a total of 578 counts of serious sexual offences. The DPP says of the 271 people charged, 37 were juveniles. It says the youngest accused person was a 13-year-old boy, while the youngest victim was a 3-year-old girl. The DPP also says there were 269 victims, of whom 183 victims were under the age of 18. More reports of domestic violence has been received by Lifeline Fiji in the past year. Programs Officer Biu Balaikinawa highlights that calls of this nature come from many who are at a breaking point and request for counselling. Lena Rees reports that most domestic violence cases received by Lifeline Fiji are referred successfully to relevant authorities.
In 2019, Lifeline Fiji received over 2,000 calls for help. The youngest caller was a 15-year-old.
As we receive calls, we try to identify the need that our health seekers come up with. So if it's a case of domestic violence, then the organization that we refer them to is the Fiji Women's Crisis Center. Or if it's involving a child, then we'll look at the Child Services Unit of the Social Welfare.
Lifeline Fiji, as a suicide prevention helpline and counseling service, works to assist in ways it can prior to referring cases to relevant authorities.
The total cases that we received have accumulated 87 cases, and this are not with the same with the police case. Basically, we receive our own data information, collecting it, and trying to see what we can do to try and help.
Since the establishment of the helpline in 2016, Lifeline Fiji has assisted over 15,000 people. Lena Rees, FBC News.
And now it's business time with Apinisa.
Thanks, Samrita. Coming up after the break, councils to adopt new recruitment system. And in growing Fiji, sections of Kings Road to be upgraded. Stay with us.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Public Accounts Committee is urging municipal councils to adopt a new recruitment system. PEC Chair Elvic Marwad says this week reviewing the consolidated audited accounts of 4 councils has revealed that there is a need to ensure they hire qualified staff. Marwad says the committee has seen repeatedly that the council is having to train unqualified staff, affecting their already strained operational budget in addition to experiencing incompetent financial management.
One of the things that we have actually found out in general and not just specific with bar, it also applies in Reki as well, is open merit recruitment system, OMRS. It's very important that municipal councils, they need to actually adopt this system in order to actually bring in capable people in capable positions.
Sinifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock market.
With U.S. stocks trading near record, investors are on alert for any developments that could derail the momentum. The trading remained volatile as investors consider the potential for a virus that emerged in China to eventually dent economic growth. On the data front, the U.S. home sales jumped to their highest level in nearly 2 years in December. Looks like lower mortgage rates are helping the housing market to regain its footing after hitting a soft patch in 2018. Meanwhile, Australian unemployment rate fell to 5.1% in December from 5.2% in November. Around 18,000 jobs were added for the month. This sort of reconfirms the likelihood that the Reserve Bank of Australia may hold any policy adjustment in their next sitting. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank later decides on policy when its 2-day meeting concludes. The pound was up yesterday after UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's Brexit deal cleared its final hurdle in Parliament. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar rose against the US greenback, the Aussie and the Japanese yen. It dropped in the other major currencies we cover, the Chinese yuan, New Zealand dollar, PNG kina and the euro. Onto commodities market, crude oil went down slightly to close just above $56 per barrel. Gold increased more than 8 points to finish at $1,561 per ounce, and silver closed at $17.84 per ounce. Major upgrade work on the Kings Road is expected to start in August or September this year. The Fiji Roads Authority says this will be done under the Kings Road Rehabilitation Project. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says the work involves total reconstruction of sections of the road which are beyond repair. Moore says they are working with the Asian Development Bank and World Bank for this project.
That's a rehabilitation project, so it's not just doing a resurfacing work, it's actually reconstruction. So through villages there'll be new footpaths, new streetlights, new utilities, and outside of the villages there'll be a new road surface that will expand out to give a walkway as well. So it's a total reconstruction.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Apanisa, and good evening. Coming up in sports, Fiji Sevens brace for Samoa, and Bambasing Lions ready for CBC battle. This and more after the break.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Fiji's first pool match against Samoa is of utmost importance for the national side in Hamilton. Fiji's campaign could well be over should they fail to clear the first hurdle, but head coach Gareth Baber believes his team can absorb the pressure. Aquila Dharma reports.
Putting pressure on the opponents is something the Fiji Seven side has been working on the past few weeks, and they plan to put it to practice against Samoa.
The Samoa game will be, will be a crunch game. We played Samoa twice before in first round pool games, and we've done well. We've created a focus in the players about what that 14 minutes is going to look like, and I'm sure that Gordon's doing the same. And everybody will say that it's going to be physical.
Gareth Baber says they will have to dig deep this weekend, but the fine weather in Hamilton will certainly play its part in their campaign.
It's about us preparing ourselves for our game, and we know that if we are able to, or when we are able to put that together and create the balance between what is a power-based game and a speed around the field and breaking up the opposition under pressure, then that creates the opportunities for us to go and do what we've got to do.
Samoa, on the other hand, plans to spoil Fiji's game plan.
It's just about getting a really good start against Fiji and just really building their self-belief throughout the tournament.
Fiji will play Samoa in their first match on Saturday at 12:47 p.m. Aquila Thama, FBC Sport.
The Lambasa football side is fully prepared for the first round of the Pillay Garments Champion vs. Champion series this weekend. The side takes on longtime rivals Mba tomorrow and again on Sunday after over a month of preparation. Eleanor Turangeviu has more.
The Lambasa soccer side arrives into Witilevu today with high hopes. They meet rivals Mba in their first Pillay Garments Champion vs. Champion match tomorrow evening.
It won't be easy. Mba is a strong team, we all know that, but we have prepared too. Let's see what happens.
Coach Ronil Lal is retaining the same players who played in the IDC last year, and there is no new inclusion in the team.
We have this old squad from last year. We are taking our youth boys, 4 of them. 2 of them have been part of us. The other 2 will be traveling with the team also.
The side has been training from December last year, but not all team members have been attending.
Some of the boys are not coming because of the window open, but nevertheless, we are prepared. We know that it will be a tough match against Ba. As usual, the Ba is rival for Lambasa, so I can say that it will be a tough match between Lambasa and Ba.
Lambasa plays Mba at 7 p.m. tomorrow at Lotoka's Churchill Park, and the second match will be held on Sunday at 3 p.m. at Ratudakambau Park in Nosori. Eleanor Turangeviu, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Lambasa will represent Vanua-Levu in the Under-19 National Youth League in Suva next week. The Mbambasinga youth side has been training for the past couple of weeks for the league playoffs. Coach Sajesh Lal says they've been having 1 training session per day as the majority of his players are school students. The side plays Rewa next Friday, then Ba on Saturday. The games will be held at the Fiji FA Academy in Vatuanga.
So we are doing well, and Lambasa has never won a national playoff. So this time we are trying our best to bring the glory to Papasing Alliance.
Now to the Australian Open, and Novak Djokovic enjoyed comfortable wins to reach the 3rd round in Melbourne, while American teenager Coco Gauff recovered from a set down to set up a meeting with defending champion Naomi Osaka. Here's a wrap of round 2 matches.
Novak Djokovic started as the heavy favourite in his 2nd round match against Japanese wildcard Tatsuma Ito, a player only a year younger but separated by 144 spots in the rankings. The 7-time AO champion took just over 90 minutes to finish the job on Rod Laver Arena. And the defending champion on the women's side charged through to the 3rd round as well. Naomi Osaka overcame a mid-match wobble against China's Zheng Sai. But the Japanese star advances to the 3rd round.
I was complaining over here, and then I was almost like throwing my racket over there. I didn't though, but then yeah, it worked out. So
Osaka has set up a showdown with teen sensation Coco Gauff. The 15-year-old beat Romania's Sorana Cârstea in 3 sets. Gauff is the first American woman in 30 years to reach the 3rd round in her first 3 majors.
Australia meet Coco Gauff. Soak it in, Coco.
World number 1 Ash Barty didn't waste any time against Polona Hertzog. The home favourite wrapped the first set in just 25 minutes, looking very convincing today. Barty booked her ticket to the 3rd round with a 6-1, 6-4 victory. Last year's runner-up Petra Kvitova saved 3 set points in the 2nd set against Spain's Paula Badosa, but Kvitova managed to turn things around to win 7-5, 7-5.
Just a touch of class.
Roger Federer again showed that age is no barrier as the Swiss advanced to the next round of the Australian Open tennis tournament. Federer, 38, wrapped up victory in 92 minutes.
Games the match. Federer. He finishes as he started. 6-1. Sublime performance from Roger Federer.
That's it from sports tonight. Angie's back with weather later on. And in weird and wonderful, 17-year-old sets a new world record for teenager with the longest hair. Details coming up.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
And here's Angie with weather.
Ayubawan, this is Hello in Sri Lankan and welcome to the Weather World. Another work week is almost ending. Hooray to that. It looks like exciting times ahead. Let's keep the excitement aside for some time and check out what the centers had for today. Now in the west, some low-hanging clouds which cleared to nice clear skies. Eastwards from Baghaba to Suva, after sunshine, rain had a part to play. And up north, sunny breaks were likely. The night will see showers. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, moderate seas. For the tides, low tide at 12:05 a.m. with high tide at 6:22 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:47. For tomorrow, it's Friday and it's cyclone free, so you can enjoy your evening however you like. Oh, plus point, the weather will be fine. Tomorrow's temps, Suva will juggle up to 32 degrees. The conditions are somewhat like the west. And looking further on to Saturday, light showers will have its way, but don't worry, it won't be anything intense. That's all the weather news from my end. Amrita is here to take you back to her news world.
Thank you, God, for that fine weather. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, what is your favorite team to watch at the Hamilton Sevens this weekend?
I will support the Fiji team because it is my team.
Win or lose, I will always support our team.
Oh, Fiji. I love Fiji because this is my country. It's the best team, Fiji 7.
My favorite team is Fiji. My favorite player is Jerry Dwight.
I support Fiji.
Fiji. Why I support the Fiji team? Because I'm a Fijian.
Recapping the main stories, you can expect an increase in bus fares. Fiji on high alert of coronavirus. And insurers resist amendments to the Insurance Act. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Top All Questions segment. This week, we're asking, can the Fiji Sevens team win the World Series plus the Olympic gold? Visit our FBC website to answer. It's a week of ports today in our shot of the day. This was taken in Atovi by Railenge Dag. You can always send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us. We're our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us those news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Stay safe. Mode manda.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.